Okay, this is the follow-up to the original video about Rob and wearing his shoes, these beautiful Cheaneys, and he left them here to be repaired. And they were do you know, he loves them. He loves them, and they were just looking a little bit unloved. So what Rob's done is, before we had chance to do the heels, he's actually taken them home and given them a good clean up, and just come in here, look how they have come up. Absolutely fabulous. You will have a picture, Rob, won't you, of before. Rob's had these, it said something about Cheaney's, how much wear you got out of them, and he'd done 425 miles in these, and there's a picture of before, and look how they've come up there. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So what we've got to do is ask Rob how he got them from where we see them in the last video, and they were looking a little bit sorry, but he'd never have them off his feet. Done 425 miles in them. You know, they fit like a glove now. You love them to bits, Rob, yeah?
Yeah, I love them, yeah.
Yeah, you'll never go back to another pair of trainers.
Well, I've got some on there.
No, you've got them trainer Goral things on. Lovely. And they do look nice. Quick, glance down at them. Glance down at them. They do look good. They do look good, but
the wrong colour trousers on.
you have. Now look here, you've polished these up here. They've come up beautiful. All the marks have come out. Even the dark marks have come out, and you said you had to scrub them quite a bit to get those dark marks out. What you haven't got is the burnishing, the dark burnishing back on there. Not that that matters, but they look beautiful. Now, these are the products that Rob's used. You've put some effort into these. He's used the mild Saphir cleaner, mild cleaner. Paul, are you coming by? You don't be shy, mate. You all right?
I'm just getting your coffee up.
You normally like squeezing past me, don't you?
No,
Hey, yes, you do.
don't.
You do. Is that mine?
That's yours.
Right. So here we have this smooth cleaner from Saphir, a gentle smooth cleaner. Rob said he didn't go with the Renovateur because it was not the Renovateur, the what was it? The harsh cleaner, Renomat. Didn't go with the Renomat because he hadn't polished them very much. And because he hadn't polished them very much, it didn't have a lot of polish to bring out. So he just went with the smooth cleaner and used that product. Then you went with the, you told me how to pronounce this. It says Hiver Winter, but it's not. It's Hiver. A few customers did tell us that. It's Hiver. Remember, all these products are French. Are they French? French, yeah.
Yeah, well, there were three people were telling you how to pronounce it in that last video, but there were three different pronunciations.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
The one guy from Canada, I looked at a YouTube video.
The chap from Canada.
So
yeah. Hiver Winter.
Yeah.
Hiver Winter. So that was not that there was a lot of blistering on this leather, but there was a little bit of blistering.
Yeah. There was no blistering, but
okay, there was no.
On wearing them after we did the last video, I did another like 25 miles. And that something will come into the surface, like some sort of cloudiness.
Yes.
So I was thinking maybe it's some sweat or something on the inside.
Yes.
So
we don't know.
As a precaution,
right?
Rather than anything else, just because I was doing it. So I was trying to make a good video, but I made a complete mess of it last night.
Oh dear. You next went with the Renovateur. Renovateur. Yes. So I went with the Renovateur, and then with this lovely 09, and it's. What colour is this? Mahogany. That's the colour you went with, the mahogany, which looks quite dark in there, but of course it's concentrated in there. This polish has a really strong pigment. They were the products, and God, look at the results. They are superb.
I'm happy with the colour.
The colour is superb. Rob hasn't waxed them yet, but gosh, he has gone to some trouble with them. How long did it take, really? Did it? No? Couple of hours. Jesus Christ. Right. Okay. So this is how the boots have come up. They really are superb, but they still haven't had that heel done. So we've got to get on with that heel repair. Come round here. Let's whip that heel off. Very straightforward repair. On to the last, and let's get under that heel, that Dainite heel. Peel it off. Oh, that's come off absolutely beautiful. So Rob has just worn, and quite nicely there. Look, we wouldn't really have to build that. A quick rub round on there. Clean up that surface. And then over here, that's got that lovely now, just taken 0.5 millimeter off the top. And then over here onto the jam this up. How many times, Paul? 3 times on there. And then take the heel, rough the heel up, jam this up, let the glue go off, let it go quite dry. Bit of heat with a heat gun, bang, onto there, bang, bang, bang. And then all we've got to do is trim the edges. This is almost a DIY repair. My customers could be doing some DIY repairs, having a bit of fun with this.
I don't know what the edges will look like though.
I don't know what the edges would look like, but I've got a plan. I've got a plan to reproduce one of these machines so that our customers could have a go at doing some repairs for themselves. Right, so that's what would normally be happening to this boot, and that would put the brown Ridgeway heel back on there, and that would be all lovely. However, for our customers, we are going to rip off all of these lifts except one. So all the lifts are coming off. That lift, well, that lift is one lift, so we'll have to machine a little bit out of that. And then what we're going to do is Rob's going for the full thickness Ridgeway heel to see how the Ridgeway wears by comparison to the Dainite. So we will take this shoe, we will marry up to get the right height, so you can see that still wants quite a bit taken out of it to get that to the correct height. What we don't want to do is take much out of this Ridgeway heel, because Rob wants to do the test with the full thickness of the Ridgeway heel. Normally, Paul would machine that down, so it's very similar thickness to a Dainite heel. Put all the lovely heel stack in and go from there. So that is the boot. That's how they look now. Absolutely stunning. Rob did struggle with these, and when you see the video in the past, and he got some blisters in them, but you love them now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And they look beautiful on. The leather is so soft and supple. You saw also the other pair that we had in that had 5 years. The chap had those, and in fact that might be in this video, I'm not sure, we're not sure yet. But lovely boots from Cheaney's. We will put this heel on and then we will finish this video and you'll see them with the Ridgeway on. We will reset Rob's pedometer. Is it a pedometer? Is that what they call it? What do they call that, Paul? Is that a pedometer where you're walking and it counts your steps? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, unless you tell us different. He's Strava, and then we'll see how far he gets. 425 miles.
Another 25 since we did that.
445 then on a Ridgeway heel, but you had gone a little bit far.
On 450 on the Dainite.
On the Dainite.
A little bit further on purpose.
Yes.
Then you were going to do this.
Right, 450 on the.
When I get a resole,
Yep.
I'm going to get.
But the sole is still beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You're very slightly heavy on the toe. Yep. And if anybody feels that the sole is wearing well but the toes are going heavy, we have some little plates to go on at the toe, some little Triumph toe plates, and they hardly make a noise. Don't think you're going to start, clip-clopping down the street like some Victorian bloke in his pit boots. It's just on the toe. It's lovely. It's the heels that make noise when you've got the steel heels on. Okay, anyway, that's it. Fabulous. lot of buggering about for something that we know is never going to be a really pretty repair. But thin that down there a little bit and then take that piece of leather, get that in there, and you know, yeah, it's going to be better, but not. Find a nice piece to use there. Oh, this glue's runny, is it?
Right?
This glue's runny. Well, it's not out the jar just like this, is it? Glue's done it then.
Unless it's running on its own.
There's a message you're trying to give me there that I'm not picking up on. There's a message he's trying to give me. I'm not getting it though. That's it. Everybody out there's got a pair of shoes on. Yep. Yep. They have. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe.
What happened to the battery? No, it's steamed up that one, but it's going. It's going. It's all steamed up inside. Oh, the second hand's going now. Got the room.
Unless it's... I'd take it out and check it, see if it needs a new one. Put a new one in and then we know where we're at.
There's no lot of green view to everybody's ain't running about for him, and half the time he's not what he's bloody doing.
Okie dokie, so that's got the piece of leather, we get a bit of stitching around there. That pull tab now goes right down here. Let's try and get some strength down there. That one. Oh, there is, yeah, a bit of glue and a bit of stitching in there. They've had all the edges reset. And, yeah, all done. Our Polly's just walked round. What are you after? What are you polishing? Are you? Yeah. Half-heartedly.
I'll tell Kath when I get home. I thought she was coming in one day, wasn't she? Yeah. Clever woman.
Yes, you thought about it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get some polish on these, see how they come up. I bet they come up lovely.
I'll seal edges now.
Yeah, and then we've got cameraman's somewhere to do. Put some heels on those for him, and yeah, very good. Okay, just keep going. Right, the Cheaneys have put my patches in. Bit of a crude, rough repair, but what it's got to be is strong. Really strong for our man. So that's all there now. That tag actually goes well down here. Bit of polish around that, so we'll just put a few stitches in there. Let's see what colour thread we've got on. Of course, we haven't got the right colour thread on because we never do. So I'll just pause it while I re-thread the machine. Right, I've put the right thread in. Put the right thread in, let's go. Let's start down here. Oh, you're not getting that, are you? No. Chest cam's not working that well. too big a stitch. No, I think I'm getting it. We're not after perfection, we're after anything, because there was nothing there. It had all pulled away, so anything is better than nothing, I'm sure. So we'll just make sure that that tag is well and truly stitched in. Oh, what do they say? A blind man on a galloping horse. I'd be happy to see this. At a distance, you'd think it was spot on. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's a little bit more. Suppliers have shut, have they?
Yeah, they haven't let me know.
Yeah.
Is that going to get eaten? So I'll take you about lasses.
Is it what?
Get eaten, so I'll take you about girls.
I've had plenty. Take it for girls for me. Take it for the girls next door.
Drink?
Yeah, I'll have one this time. Yeah. Please. Did you use my change from the last lot, yeah?
Just got it now, a pound.
Good lad. £1. Right, and a little bit of stitching there. Now this one, we do want it to be neater, because this one is on show. Are we getting that? Chuffing. Somebody just asked today, why do you have so many pairs of scissors in the shop? Because we put a pair down, walk away from a machine. Okay, so that's the stitching, a little bit of stitching repaired in there. And get those threads there, get the threads inside. Okay, so now we're on to polishing. Right, so we're at the finished job now. Put a shoe tree in there, like that. And these boots, not seeing a lot of polish, although that is over polished. Look, he's got polish up the elastic gussets there. So what are we going to do? We're going to just give them a polish up. What could they have? They could have a strip down with some Renomat and everything, and that might get rid of some of this stuff here, but I don't think he's particularly bothered. Paul's healed them, new Dainite heel on there, all sorted out and reset all the edges. I don't know if you're getting that on there, all set the edges, all beautiful on there. Just helps to freshen them up. Now the problem I have now, look at this raw leather. When I put polish on there, that's going to go dark, and it could alter the look of these boots. So you were all my witness. All I did was polish them. It's and we could use some Saphir, and there's lots of things we could do, but the chap hasn't wanted to pay for all of that doing. Look how dark it's going. Look, this is the issue with raw leather. all these bits around the front that look quite light, this boot's going to end up looking a lot darker. Oops, not too much polish on there. Anybody says you're putting too much polish on, you're right, but they've had very little polish. Look at that mess there. Just what can we do about that there? Okay, that's the boot done. I'm not taking it outside. They always look better in natural light, but that's the boot there. Just trying for it not to look too long in the toe. You know, still got some muck into the upper, but generally from a distance that looks like a lovely old boot. That's the other one that we haven't had any polish on, but you do get darkness into this where the leather's raw. And the back, I've not polished the one up yet, but you know. Okay, nail brush, nylon nail brush. Right, so this is the shoe. We've got that stouter heel to go on, and we've got to get the balance right. So Paul, getting the balance on this, I don't want to lose that much of the heel stack. That we've only got one lift left in, so I'm going to get this to balance, I'm going to take it out of the front of the heel. Yeah, are you with me? Because we are going quite thick. Yeah, lovely. So a little bit, just a little bit out of the front of there. And then we take the heel, safety glasses on, and we'll take this Ridgeway heel. You will have to excuse me, in some of my videos I do refer to Dainite as a Ridgeway and a Ridgeway as a Dainite. Usually because between serving customers and repairing shoes, we're rushing about trying to get a video together. So we'll just check that now on there. So that's got just a tiny little bit of tab ending on there, just nice. I like that. There's nothing under there, is there now? That's where I go, Rob. Are you alright with that? Well, do you want a bit more taken out? A little bit more? Yep. I'm in your hand now. We'll send them over to Paul. We'll ask the master. Paul, to get the balance of this here, can we just have your opinion on that there? What, take
some more out of the front, I would.
A little bit more out the front of the heel, yep. Right, lovely. Back over here, back on the machine. A little bit more out of there. Fraction more off the shoe. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That will be lovely. Lovely. Let's have some jam. I could ask Paul how many coats, but I'm not going to. I think you know how many coats. You could always put it in the comments below. Into the heat box there, which has got all the cards piled on top of it. That's not a fire hazard at all. Just getting in there to rough up the surface there, just to make sure that that's... Well, not very often, because I don't do a lot of repairs, really. Right. How many coats onto the rubber though, Paul? One really good one. Okay. And just plenty. I'm not going to say how many on the boot. Right, put that back down there. We'll move those there. We're in out of space. And we've got the other boot here. So off with the Dainite heel. And that's just bonded on. There's no nails holding this on. It's just bonded on. And you can see it was bonded beautifully because the surface of the leather has actually come off onto the heel. That's a gorgeous Dainite heel. We'll bin that. And then one of the leather lifts. Off it comes, the machine. Check it with the other one. Yep, looks good. Looks good. So now we want the heel over here. So we want a little bit more on that, yep. Try it on the boot. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Are you getting that, Rob? Yep. Checking there that they look the same. Lovely. What I'm doing now, just crisping the edges up. And I work the glue in. I don't just lay it on, I work it in. I won't be as thorough as that with the next couple of layers. Right, I'll take the first one back. So the glue's dried. On with the heel onto there, like that. What a lovely, lovely fit that is there. And we'll press that down. You could nail it, but you don't need to. Paul, these nails in these here, do you ever bother in your Ridgeways? No?
Not that way, because usually you've got all your stacked nail on that. So.
Yeah, so the height of this heel, look at that, 16 millimeters. 16 millimeters.
So in theory that should last 200 miles further, shouldn't it?
Well, you got, yes, because your original Dainite heel was 10.
So if you want your bang
10
for
mil.
the buck, get a Ridgeway.
Your bang for your book, get a Ridgeway. Yeah, but Paul machines them down, doesn't he?
Well,
Look at this. Look at this. Is lady's heel in for repair. Look how hollow they are inside. So Paul will be covering that with glue, bonding that on, bum bum bum, stapling into these lugs. These lugs were on the original moulded plastic heel. This is rubber, so the lady won't slip, won't be as noisy.
Don't get sidetracked.
Sorry. Right, onto these here. Knock that down, and then onto the press.
Bad, does it? It doesn't look bad,
No,
does
it doesn't. It doesn't look as bad. It doesn't look as bad as it onto the press, onto there. Same with the other one here, into there, into the press. I'm just going to wipe that up a little bit, give it full beans. And then pull that forward a little bit and give the compressors kicked in just to recharge it. That is all compressed beautiful on there. Lovely on there. I will just give this another tap because I don't know why. I don't know. It's because what we do. It's like you're like doing a dance and missing a part out of. So we just roughly get that to shape and then onto the smooth. trying to get one nice full swipe round there, so we don't get any corners on it. Onto the breaster. Onto the breaster. Just take those burrs off there. By taking the burrs off this edge, you can also bring the profile down a little bit, so that when the shoe sits there, you've taken this edge off and it just makes it look a little bit narrow. You can also do that on the sole. Onto the ink. Well, then over here,
The same colour.
yep, it will be by the time we've done with the brush. So, your Ridgeway heel with the Dainite sole. Now, Rob, do you want that little bit painting in there? Yes?
Yeah, paint it the same colour. Paint it the same colour it was before. It was painted black.
Well, not today.
What?
Just getting a little bit of that on there.
It was black before.
Was it? Well, it's...
We're needing a new sole anyway, aren't we?
Yep. So, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Yeah, sole's good. Still got plenty of meat on the sole. On the heel. Fabulous. Get them back on your feet, because you love them now, don't you? You love these, yeah? You do. Get the polish back up, but they are looking stunning. Well, the tape does lift a little bit, but you get some good polish around there now. They are lovely, and they don't rub you at all. No, no, no. 8 miles, well done. It's like he's grown up, you know, coming here with trainers on, and now we've got him in a beautiful pair of shoes. Here he is. All right. Have a look. Yep. I wonder if anybody knows what they are. We should, and I'll get you to take them off and take a picture of them. But that's your Cheaneys anyway. The most beautiful shoe, boot. Wow, love these. They're fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay. That's it. Get the other one done.